So today the Federal Reserve is going to be announcing and reporting their FOMC minute report. This is going to be released in simply 5 minutes. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. This is the NASDAQ market, and once the Federal Reserve begins to release or releases that report itself, the market will react. One of the things that I love to remind our beginner traders is if you cannot tolerate a change of direction, then do something about your position size. Do it now or forever hold your peace, right? I mean, there's no reason to overcomplicate it. I was bullish on the market today. I locked in profits. I locked in profits early. The market continued to go up. No one's going to feel sorry for me, just like no one should feel sorry for me, because we're all aware of this report that is about to be released, right? So just so you guys can see right now, I have my one lucky share of TQQQ. I always leave myself with one lucky share, and I only have one lucky share of SQQQ. So I have no other open position on TQs or SQs. This is it for me. I reduced it around 22.60, and I walked away with $12,456.40 on the day. So yeah, I could have made possibly another 1,000 to 1,500 based off of the additional 10 cents per share. I'm not a perfect trader. I never get out at perfect exits. I never get in at perfect entries. My job's not to be perfect. My job is just to learn from my mistakes, right? And one of my biggest mistakes that I can ever learn from, that you can learn from, is that you can lock in profits or reduce your position size during uncertain times. And that's all we ever do. So, yep. Alrighty. So how are we all doing today? So right now we are running a poll. As you guys can see in the live chat, only people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel can actually partake in the live chat. So just making sure that you are aware that if you want to participate in this chat room that you see on the right-hand side of your screen, most likely, it is only for people that are subscribed to the channel. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you drop a thumbs up. And feel free to let us know if you think that the market will be bullish or bearish. Bullish meaning that you think that the market will indicate signs of an uptrend after the report is released, or bearish meaning that you think that the market's going to drop after the report is released. So here we go. Okay. All right. That 50-point base stock could drop the market 100%. I agree. I think the Federal Reserve should raise interest rates at least 0.5% based off of our previous CPI data report. But again, it doesn't matter what I think. Only thing that matters is, what they think, what Jerome Powell thinks, the big JP, right? Big JP with that Rolly, right? You guys remember that Rolex? Who was here when he was flaunting his little, just kidding, he wasn't flaunting, he has a very simple one though, but I know everyone was commenting on it. I actually really enjoyed the live streams that I have with you guys, where Jerome Powell is, answering questions. Those are normally after the interest rate hikes. We have some people that are very funny in the live chat that love the journalists that ask questions, especially the prettier ones. So it's always a good time. All right, we have 2 minutes left. So 2 minutes left for this report to be released. So again, just a friendly reminder, make sure that you do something about your position size if you cannot tolerate worst case scenario. That's all we're here to remind you. I'm not here to tell you to buy. I'm not here to tell you to sell. I'm just here to remind you to look out for yourself if you can't tolerate worst case scenario. So it's going to be released in the next minute. So very excited to see the market's reaction. And I normally trade the market's reaction, meaning that I don't try to predict, meaning I'm cash right now. So if the market reacts in a bullish way, I can go long. If the market reacts in a bearish way, I can go short. And I think that's the best position to be in a position where you have options, right? So Ricky, don't be acting. I know you want the market to crash. I don't care. I would love to, if the market does pull on back, yeah, I would love to be able to buy into long-term plays. I've talked to my Learn Plan Profit group about it. Here goes. Report is released. It is 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Market is reacting in a negative way. We can see that right off the bat. And there it goes. It's going positive. So again, give it a little bit. Are we breaking above 22.76? Those are TQQQ highs. Let's see what we got going on here. What do you guys think? Yeah, I mean, testing that same resistance level. There it goes, 22.71, 22.69. Here it goes, reacting in a negative way. Market is dropping. So I'm going to buy 1,000 shares down here on TQQQ. Market's not really dropping too significant, so I kind of like this because if it doesn't have that much of an influence on current market direction, then I can see the market returning back to previous highs, which is right around 22.72. And again, my position size is relatively pretty light. I normally trade with over $400,000. I'm just explaining to you guys. So if I trade with over $400,000 and my position size right now is $22,000, that is just to show you how light my position is, right? It's very light just because direction is not super clear right now. It's not in my favor. And there it goes. We just broke below the moving average. This is in favor of SQQQ. Breaking below the moving average is not a step in the right direction, so we have to be very careful here. All right. And here it goes. We just got, I just want to make sure that I provide you guys the link just so you guys have access to it as well. So this is the February 22nd, 2023 minutes of the Federal Reserve. I can share this link with you guys. So just so you guys have access to it, I'm going to share it with you guys in the live chat. Okay. So you guys should all have access to this if you guys want to read the report. But one of the main things that I love to remind everyone is that it's also not even, I mean, it's good to review the report to understand what is being said. But in my experience, I mean, you can spend all the time you want reading those reports. At the end of the day, the only reason that you're reading it is just to have a better understanding of why the market's reacting the way that it is. And ultimately, what's most important is the market reacting. If it's bullish or bearish, it really doesn't matter. So here we go. So we are still testing support here at the moving average. Let's go, Bears. I really appreciate your live videos around catalyst events. I might start liking these just off of principle. I appreciate that, George. Thank you. Buying another 1,000 shares, so another $22,000 into TQQQ. So adding a little bit more to it. My position size right now is right around 67,000. So just a heads up on that. Again, no open position on SQQQ, just so you guys can see. I'm not shorting the market as of right now. Right now, market seems to be a little bit more on the bullish side than bearish side of things. But that can all change in a moment's notice, right? So this is why we have to be careful. It feels so good to be watching from the sidelines. I completely agree. Sometimes one of the best feelings is to just be cash and to not feel the stress or the pressure of, oh my God, I need to enter a trade, especially when direction is not super clear, right? So I'm very happy that you said that. We just broke above EMA, just added my final 1,000 shares. I believe that's going to be my final 1,000 shares. I'm pretty close to my daily goal of 15,000. I don't think I'm going to need to be very aggressive. It's my daily goal for today. I do not aim for $15,000 every day. Let me rephrase that. My daily goal every day is not to make $15,000 off of just what I trade. So today, based off of how it started, I began to do very well. I started off doing really bad during my live trading session with the LPP team. So again, that's the beautiful thing about being part of our LPP team is you get to see my good trades, you get to see my bad trades. But one of the biggest focuses was, I shared my plan, and my plan came out exactly according to plan. When it sold off to lows of $22, we began to indicate signs of a recovery, and man, did we step on the gas. So although TQQQ is only up 1.3%, remember, as day traders, we don't care what it's up or down on the day. We care about, the margin that it moves within the day. And this is a 3.2% move so far. So watching you from India, I appreciate that. Thank you for taking time and watching me overseas. I do appreciate that. So, all right. Another perk of being an LPP is getting to roast Ricky about his loud sneeze. Very, very true. Yep. I feel like we have a good time during our live sessions. I do want to remind you that I do trade live, very similar to this, every morning. So literally every morning you get to see my entries just like you saw right now. You get to see my exits. You get to hear my thought process. Imagine experiencing that every day, right? And here it goes. We're about to make new highs. Beautiful setup. I'm actually going to step on the gas. You do not need to agree with me. I'm just explaining to you what I'm choosing to do. So I'm going to buy 2,500 shares, which is another $56,000. I'm in with $148,000. Just hit $13,000 on the day. Market direction so far is in my favor. But one of the things that I want to remind you is, again, you should never be afraid to lock in profits. We are approaching overbought levels, meaning that we are a little bit more on the overbought side. We run the risk of this thing potentially pulling on back. So if you are a beginner trader, if you are a beginner investor, then again, the idea of locking in profits should never be something that you overthink, right? You're learning how to trade. The making money part really should be coming later, right? Not something that you need to focus on so much right now. But altogether, I want to see you be excited to continue to trade in the market, right? And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is if we focus on getting better. So let's not be greedy. Let's not be afraid to lock in those profits. Actually, I'm going to reduce it just a little bit. I began to see it struggle a little bit here. So it's already beginning to show signs of resistance. RSI is overbought. MACD is overbought. But again, the biggest thing that I focus on is indicators are never 100% accurate. Indicators are not even accurate that often. My main focus every single day is market direction and progress. If we're not seeing continuous progress, then why do you still have an open position in something that's not showing you signs of continuous growth, right? Because any open position is a position that's open to risk. And I'm going to continue to say that until it's embedded in your head. But the reason I say that is because if you have an open position and then it's no longer making you any more money, yet you still have it open, then again, what's the point of that? Are you hoping to get lucky? And again, that's the last thing that we want, especially during critical times like this where and again, all in 1 minute, market direction can change. So I'm liking this pullback to the EMA right now. Let's hold off on this real quick. It's pulling on back. But again, one of the cool things is being able to see my entries and my exits every day. It's not for everyone. I can't say that it is, but if you kind of like what you're seeing right now, then just kind of ask yourself, imagine being able to see this every day, right? Being able to see my entries, my exits, hear my thought process. I do it with one team and one team only. I offer nothing else. There's no paid other group. There's no other service. I offer one thing, and I trade live every day with our LPP team. So if you want to learn more about that to see if it's a good fit for you, it's literally the second link in the description down below. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you get to watch me trade live every day, and you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. So it's our biggest sell that we're running right now. And again, it's the second link in the description down below. So if you have any questions even before you sign up, feel free to message me via Discord or via Instagram. And that's the first or third link in the description down below. I do want to let you know that to join my group, it is not free. I'm not here to pretend like what I'm going to offer you is going to be for free. It is paid. It's a one-time payment. But again, it's a very simple question. It's, will you either try to learn and try to figure all of this out on your own, which you definitely can, right? But how much money will you lose and how much time will it take? Or would you rather just join our team, watch me trade live, and then you get access to the A to Z video lesson library? So every morning I trade anywhere from around 30 minutes to an hour every day. So Monday through Friday, I try to get as close to 252 trading days a year. And remember, if you signed up back in 2018, you get access to every video, right? Every live stream. So, yep. Here it goes, going back to retest. Nice push. Nice push. Let's close this up. I don't want to focus too much on how much. Again, we have a thing that we talk about with an LPP. It's in one of our videos. It's called the blind trading challenge. And it's also trading based off of not how much you're up or down, but when you actually just hit a specific resistance level, right? Something that the charts are actually telling you and not what you're up or down. A lot of beginner traders, I don't know if you've ever made this mistake, but even to this day, I can't say that I don't make this mistake anymore, because that would be a lie. I do make mistakes, and some very similar to you guys. But sometimes I get very caught up on the idea of like, I want to hit, 5K today or 10K today or 15K today or 20K. And again, sometimes we obsess about those numbers a little bit too much to the point where if you really begin to think about it, it's like, hey, well, why am I trading off of how much I'm up or down when that has nothing to do with the actual trade opportunity? You know what I mean? It's kind of a funny concept, but as time goes on, that's kind of the hope, right? That you hope to learn from your mistakes and actually implement some form of change. So one thing that I do want to let you guys know is I do have a target. I would love to sell as close to 22.90. But if this thing begins to change direction, I will have to accept the change of direction, and then I will have to cut losses on this trade. And that's just the way it is, right? If you can't accept the red days, or really if you can't tolerate the red days, then you haven't earned the green days. I think that's a good way to put it. Here it goes. Let's be careful here. Watch for the break below the moving average. That's going to be what I'm looking out for right here. Big change of direction. Look at that, all given in 2 candles. Again, just in 2 minutes. So this is why we talk about locking in profits. I'm glad that I at least reminded some of our beginner traders to do that. I had a specific target. We didn't hit that target. Again, a goal is something to work towards, not something that happens every single day. I even closed my P&L just so I could focus on, hey, I don't care about how much I'm up or down. I want to focus on just selling at a specific resistance level. Ended up biting me in the butt. I still didn't hit even 22.85. So if they are raising rate hikes, why are you long? I'm not long for a swing trade. I'm long for a day trade, right? If market's going up and market's indicating signs of an uptrend, and although, yes, I do believe that market could go down, if market is currently going up, then why would I overcomplicate my trading, right? Why wouldn't I be long if market is going up? Remember, it doesn't matter about what I think. I'm all for having my opinions. But at the end of the day, if markets react in a very specific way, then my job is to respect that, right? Here it goes, beginning to test this reversal. Testing support. We're testing the same support. Again, it's not rocket science. We're testing the same support that we were originally when this report came out. There's nothing new here. We're literally testing that same support range. Another 1,500 shares added. When is the meeting? I think this is the part that a lot of people have confused. Today is a minutes report. I think I made like 3 or 4 videos. And some of you guys asked, Ricky, why do you say the same thing sometimes in your videos? Because people still don't listen, right? Guess what? Today is the FOMC minutes report, and it's just a reporting. It's just a summary of how they came to the conclusion of the 0.25% interest rate hike. We've already talked about it. We've already shared the link in the live chat, and you can read the minutes report, and it's a huge, I mean, if you actually read it, where is it? One sec. Okay. I don't know if this one's it. No. Oh, and we're selling off. Careful here. One quick second. But it's all available on this website. Where is it? And there it goes. Active sell-off. Be careful here, going from green to red. So can you hold SQQQ overnight? Of course you can, right? But again, it's not just because you can that you should, but it's asking the question of, why would it be worth holding something overnight when you can just close it and re-enter it the following day without taking on any form of risk? Is it because you really see there to be a huge opportunity with SQQQ and the potential for the NASDAQ market to gap down, that by the time the market opens, SQQQ is up? If so, then sure, right? Then you can justify SQQQ. But if right now, right, when looking at the NASDAQ market, if right now NASDAQ is still trading within range, 4-hour time frame, right? We talked about this. Previous resistance range here on NASDAQ is now acting as a new support range. So it's not like we have an active sell-off. We did sell off, we did pull back, but now we are approaching a potential support zone based off of a previous resistance zone. So you're more than welcome to hold SQQQ. The reason I decided to close my short position is because I am still uncertain if the market's going to continue to sell off. And remember, it's that same principle. If the market is not showing signs of progress on the way down or on the way up, then why do you still have that open position, right? And the 0.5% interest rate hike hasn't even been factored in. Not saying that that's what the Federal Reserve is going to do, but we all know that inflation data has not been good. So how do you determine your stop loss? Good question. I was looking to see if we broke below previous support zone. So right around 293.80. So if we made lower lows below that, I would have to respect the idea that, hey, this is kind of a break-if pattern. I could have even cut losses at the moving average, but because that's where it hit below once the report was released, I was kind of indifferent about rushing into cutting losses. I didn't want to cut losses too quickly. I don't know if you guys have experienced that before, but sometimes I feel like if you follow too tight with a stop loss, you end up putting yourself in an unfortunate position, right? Here it goes, testing moving average. Let's see if we get to form some higher highs. The RSI and the MACD look pretty solid. The MACD is already beginning to curl back up. The price action looks pretty solid. The RSI is, coming back up as well. It's a pretty decent setup for TQQQ. My first resistance range that I'm going to focus on is going to be this EMA line, so pay attention to that. So right around, what is that, 2260? So Ricky, I remember you using the EMA 40. Why are you using EMA 45 today? I changed between EMA 40 and 45. So if you're part of the LPP team, you know exactly why I changed the length of it. I explained it in the course. So if you want, you can feel free to review the course, or we can talk about it in the LPP group chat. But I give an explanation on the why. That's my biggest thing. I like to explain why I do what I do, not because I feel like you need to, but I just want you to understand my why. I think that's what's most important. Sometimes people are so focused on, can I just copy you, and not so much on why did you even initiate that trade, or why did you sell that trade, right? What's the why behind it? That's always what's most important. I feel like we are still bearish. I completely agree with you, Manish, in the sense that if you look at this on the 1 hour time frame for QQQ, we are still bearish. We are trading below the moving average and the EMA. But if you look at this on the day chart, remember, this is why I talk about look at different time frames, right? What do you see here? On the day chart, we're pulling on back and kind of like a textbook setup, right? Yeah, this is the previous resistance range. It's acting as a new support range, and we're above the moving average and we're above the EMA. So on the larger charts, we're still bullish. We're still above the moving average, even after that pullback. All right, we are above EMA here. Oh, wrong one. Let's not get into that one. What platform do you conduct your LPP live? I'm considering joining. They're unlisted, they're private videos, private live streams on YouTube. So just like you're watching this, just imagine watching this every morning. It's live, just like this one is, but private. So it's only for our LPP team. Good question. If you want to learn more about it, again, I literally explain everything that's included. So if you want a little bit more of a better understanding of what's included, I'm literally just click the second link. It takes 2 minutes. Click the second link, see what's all included. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. Just get a breakdown of our blueprint, of what's included. You can watch this video. It's super short. And yeah, there's nothing else to it. It's literally a super short welcome page. If you want to join. If you don't, then don't overcomplicate it. I'm not here to convince you that you need to join my team. I'm just saying that if you want my time, if you want access to me, if you want to watch me trade live every day, then this is what I offer. It's that black and white. Yep, it's only for our LPP team. So do you scalp trade, or is it too risky for you? I would say that's more for like momentum plays. I don't do that as often. I do enjoy it. I used to do it. I don't do it very often, no, because I trade things like TQs or SQs. That's my bread and butter, just so you're all aware. That's my go-to. That's my bread and butter. Do I trade other stocks from time to time? Yep. Like right now, I have an active short position on American Airlines. I've also traded AMC, right, during those momentum plays. I was one of the few people that was, shorting AMC or day trading AMC while everyone else was telling you to hold. I'm very open about what it is that I do and why I do it. I was making videos about, hey, I wouldn't hold this, right? I don't believe in the movement. This is just a hyped up momentum penny stock to me, right? It's a pump and dump. So I do take other trades from time to time, but ultimately I try to focus a little bit more on my bread and butter, and my bread and butter doesn't need to be traded super aggressively. So that's the best way I can put it. Is this isn't something that tends to move unless a report is being released. It's not something that tends to move 5, 10, or 15% in just a couple of minutes, right? Scalping is more for that style, but I don't trade pump and dumps. I don't trade penny stocks. I just choose not to. They're too risky for me. I trade with a dollar amount that respectfully, it would be too risky for me. I don't know if I would want to, put myself through that kind of risk. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. All right, going back down to that moving average. And this time it did form kind of lower highs, right? If we break below this moving average, it's not the best sign. Wah. So Amen, just became part of your LPP team. How can I join the Discord? So within the first section of the course, the first 3 videos, it explains to you exactly how to watch me trade live. So as you can see here, once you are signed up, this is the course curriculum. So you get access to the course curriculum, you get access to the Discord chat, you get access to the live trading, you get access to our TechBuds HQ. Within the first 3 videos, the welcome section, It shows you how to get Discord access, and it shows you how to get access to being able to watch me trade live. Please take, 5 minutes and watch this part, right? The welcome section. Please, 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 please. Do yourself a favor, and once you sign up, just watch those 3 videos. It will show you how to get access and how our group works, okay? What is your average position size when you short positions for airlines? I don't do anything other than American Airlines. I do not short sell. It's more of like a LPP team. What would you guys call it? My short positions on American Airlines. It's kind of just like I only trade American Airlines like that. I don't do it with like Southwest. I don't do it with Spirit Airlines. I go long on it when it's at $12 or $13, and then I go short on it anytime it's above 15 or 16. Yeah, it's a grudge. Yeah, it's literally just like a stock that I mess around with. My position size though is anywhere from around, right now it's around $27,000, but I can go up to like, I don't know, I don't like to go over $50,000 with that short position. It is a little bit more risky because American Airlines does have a wider range. It moves anywhere from like 15 to 30%. And a way to respect that movement is to respect it with your position size, right? A lot of people freak out sometimes like, oh my God, how are you trading something this risky? But remember, if you only bought 1 share of that risky stock, you wouldn't be freaking out, right? It's just 1 share. It's a love-hate relationship. I like that, JC. Okay, we are breaking below or going back to retest this same support range. So I want to join. Is there any UK trading platforms that have the same QQQ index? You wouldn't be trading QQQ because it's an ETF, and to my understanding, they're not available in Europe, but you can trade futures, right? So that's something that you can trade that we don't trade too often over here. So you can trade NASDAQ futures. It ends up being pretty much the same thing, especially if you're trying to trade QQQ. It's single leverage, right? So therefore futures, you can approach it that same way as well. But look into interactive brokers. I've heard good things about interactive brokers. So it's a respected trading platform. It's reliable to my understanding, and it's available in your country, if I'm not mistaken. IB is great. I like that. Happy to hear. How was your run today? Leon, don't say that I haven't gone on my run today. Dude, it was raining. Where are my people from Arizona at? I don't know how many of you guys are from Arizona, but it was pouring this morning. And yesterday it rained. Yesterday it was sprinkling. And I still went for my run. But today it was raining and it was super windy. And then it was cold. It was like the 40 or 45 degree temperature. It is windy, and I'm sorry, I just didn't want to put myself through that. So I'm still going to go on a run, but this is my first time trying to run 4 to 5 miles on a treadmill. So if you're part of my LPP team, I'm just going to have to follow up and let you guys know how quick. I'm expected to run quicker on a treadmill, right? I think that's the expectation because I normally run like on the streets or, on trails. So I will see today if I run a 4 or 5 mile run and how I feel. My biggest thing is I don't even care about so much of my pace. I want to see how I feel. Do I still feel the pain in my hips? Dude, I'm getting old as dirt, bro. I feel it in my knees. I feel it in my back. We had a meeting today in Tempe or Phoenix. I don't know where it was. I had to go. It's for our GTR giveaway. And I went to go check out this facility, and I was just walking around, and on the drive there, my back was hurting. On the walk around there, I kept having to stretch my back. Dude, it is. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but it hurts to get old. You're like 25. I'm 28. No, man, I feel it, dude. I feel it in my back. I feel it in my knees. I'm trying to be fit though. I'm trying to feel good. Creatine helps. I'm on creatine. It ain't helping much. Dude, I know I have a bunch of people saying, "Are you kidding me?" But no, I'm not kidding you, man. I'm just telling you how I feel. Okay. So let's set these alerts. So one thing that I love to remind our team is to make sure that you adjust and update any of your alerts, right? Sometimes I feel like alerts are very overlooked because anyone has alerts, anyone can use alerts, you can set alerts for anything, and a lot of the alerts that you set are probably not super important. But if you can learn to set good alerts, especially for trades you actually want to take, they can be pretty useful. So as you guys can see, based off previous support levels here on TQQQ, I'm going to be putting my alert here because if we break below that, that's a break of pattern and I'm going to have to cut losses on it. If we break above 2267, I'm just going to call it quits and I'm going to lock in my profits on TQQQ. I just want you guys to understand my intention and my goal for TQQQ. Remember, a goal is something to work towards, not something that has to pan out exactly according to plan, which is exactly why we have some form of risk management if it breaks below this 2225. So what is your net worth? I think like a Chipotle bowl with some guac on the side. So maybe, what is that? $11.15. But yeah, I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little stream. Again, I do trade live every morning. If you want to learn more about that, that's the second link in the description down below. I do upload new videos every single day on YouTube. They're more based off of updates on economic reports. A lot of them can get very annoying if you're not actually someone that's trying to get into the stock market. I'm just letting you know right now. Or they're informative, right? Because if you are trying to get into the stock market, then I literally upload 2 videos every single day, keeping you up to date with the different economic reports, such as the initial claims and continuing claims that are going to be reported tomorrow, the GDP report, GDP estimate, right? We got PCE prices coming in on Friday. So if you're someone that's trying to stay up to date, then my job here on YouTube is to keep you up to date. So make sure that you click that subscribe button, make sure that you drop that thumbs up. And if there's anything that I can do to better assist you, then again, I hope that you do not hesitate to send me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram, and that's the first or third link in the description down below. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I will see all of you LPP traders at Market Open tomorrow. And also don't forget, if you guys want to learn more about our GTR giveaway, that is the 4th link in the description down below, and we will keep you up to date, especially as we come around the month of March. So I am using the Webull trading application myself, so if you guys want to use the same trading app that I'm using, then that is going to be the 5th link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.